Page 40, Blue Rondo. Here they're introducing you to the key of F sharp minor. F sharp minor is the relative minor to A major. We've had the last few pieces in A major. Well, F sharp minor has 3 sharps. So now it's time to go do my scale video on F sharp minor. Learn it at least 1 octave up and down. Just learn. I use the harmonic minor. It's the one used most often. That's the one they're using here in the book too. It has an E sharp in it. So you're playing, instead of an E, you're playing an E sharp. Oh, that's fine. You can do it. I don't think you need to do it in contrary motion yet. Just learn it in parallel motion. Just learn to play the scale. Learn which keys are in the scale. This piece is an F sharp minor. I want to play it all connected first to make sure I got the fingering and the rhythm and all that. So we're here. You can do here, if you don't want it to be up in here, you can do a 5 and a 4. But then in the next measure, you pretty much have to, because I need... Oh, I have pretty big hands for that. Of course, if you don't have big hands, there's not a problem being up in here. See? Or 4, 4. Don't forget the F sharp, or the E sharp. The left hand's just broken chords. So it's slowly 1 and 2 and. It's because it's tied. And that C sharp is a whole note. I do a 4 here, but you can do a 5 if you want. E sharp. That takes us through the main theme. See, a rondo, you have a main theme, and then you have another section of something else, and then you come back to the main theme again, and then you have another section of something else, then you come back to the main theme again. That's kind of the form of a rondo. So it's like an A, B, A, C, A, D, A, whatever. And you'll end up with the main theme again, but usually they change it a little bit at the end. So that was the main theme, section A, and then section B is something else. See, it sounds different. So it's here. Just lift up and come down. That's fine. And then here. Left hand gets it. Thumb. Now, that's the end of the section. Now we go back to the main theme again here, like it was at the beginning, except now we're an octave higher. Well, you can do that. I mean, it's still the main theme. So forth. Then, after you finish section A again, on page 42, now we have a section C. Now, section C is similar to section B, but it's not quite the same. So they could have called it a B1. That a B, it's like the same as section B except a little different. So you have a B and a B1 and a B2 and a whatever. But they've called it section C. That's fine. So it's here. You're down here now. It works out. It sounds fine. It sounds. You look at it, that's ugly, but it's it. It's here. It's a C sharp, E sharp, G sharp, C sharp. A lot of sharps. And then down here. Again, E sharp. I like a 2 there, so I can go here. And then we go back to section A. Remember, we end it with the same section, although they can change it if you want to, a little bit. It could be like an A1 or a... so forth. And then a coda. Well, they can do that too. It's just a tag on the end of the piece to finish it off. Now they're doing it here. Really, you're in this position to start. If you want to be there, so you can do 3, 5. And then come up. And then here, it's a C sharps and a G sharp and a B. and then here. It's an F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp. That nice? They ended it on what's known as a Picardy third. It's a big fancy word. It's in minor. It's in F sharp minors here. The F sharp minor, the one chord is here. What they did is they ended it on a major chord. The one chord was a major chord. That's called you raise that third up, it's called a Picardy third. Yeah. Just makes you sound fancy, whatever. The point is they ended a minor key, a minor piece with a major chord. It was very common back in the Middle Ages, and most all minor pieces would end on the major chord, on the parallel major chord. So the F sharp minor would end on an F sharp major chord. So now there's a note at the bottom of page 42 where you can play those last half note and whole note as tremolos if you'd like, and then you're just mirroring them here and do it rhythmically. Again, you just hear. I'll leave that up to you. I don't like that sound, so I usually just play the chords here. But if you want to tremolo them, you go right ahead. Now once you have a handle on this, then let's go put in the articulation. You're pretty much going to connect it. There's some staccatos, but after you get to know the piece, you may want to add a few more staccatos if you feel them. Here. Make sure you lift up between the phrases. Left hand, you can either leave it all connected. Like. Or slightly disconnect the left hand. They don't tell you anything, so it's your choice. It's interpreting the music. When you're first learning it, connect them. And then after you just get into the music, you get past the mechanics. You're not worrying about notes and rhythms and fingering and all that. You start getting into the music. If you feel disconnect some of them, try it out, experiment, see what you think. Over on page 41 on section B, at the end of the second line, you got staccatos. Nice light wrist staccato. That's fine. You also have a few accents stuck in there. Again, look at the second line on page 41 here. Accent. And again, if you don't like this fingering here, you don't have to use it. Rather than here, I do a third finger on that note. This is the last note of the first measure. And the second line on page 41, here, and then I can do a 2, 1, 3, 2. I like that. That to me works out fine. And anywhere else that's similar to this, I'd finger it the same way. But the left hand, they're fine the way they're doing it. Thumb. That's okay there. But on page 42, you get this more, I'd finger it the same way. Dynamic-wise, again, you got to feel it. It starts out soft. This is the melody. Everything else is very soft. And section A is loud. It makes the accent note very loud. Soft. Loud. Soft. Then you so do the dynamics. You can do them as well as I can. And then here, let that die away and just sort of match it. Or be a little softer than that at the end. Just listen to how it dies away and try and just come in a little under it. If you're tremoloing, you can control that and you just get softer as you're tremoloing it. So you can end it softer. I don't like the tremolo. If you're going to tremolo it, you need to pedal it. We need the pedal there. But again, I don't like the tremolo sound, so I don't. See, there's no pedal in this anywhere. We don't need pedal here, except for that tremolo if you do it. Now, it says a moderate blues tempo. This is sort of a blues piece. It says Blue Rondo. So we're going to play it in a blues style. So jazz, swing, and blues, those different kinds of music, the genres of music, they have a particular style to them, and that is on the eighth notes, you don't play them a straight eighth note. The counting is not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The counting is swung, long, short, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's no notation for it. It's not a dotted rhythm, it's not a triplet rhythm, it's a felt rhythm. So you just count it, 1 and 2 and 3, and it's only the eighth notes. You don't swing anything else. So here we do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Throughout the whole piece it's swung. Section B, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So 1 and 2 throughout the whole thing, you do that. And that makes it a blues style. Now if you're playing this for people and you don't have it memorized, you got to be able to get that page turned without messing up the beat. The beat has to be steady. Maybe you can get somebody to turn the page for you. That's nice. Otherwise, you got to do it yourself. Well, the hands are busy, so what do? Well, at the end of page 41, the last measure, you hear the right hand, once it plays it, it's not doing anything more. So while you're doing this, maybe you could reach up and turn the page right quick while you're doing that. So do that and then go on. Or, better still, top of page 42, you have rest in the left hand. Once you play it, so during the rest in the left hand, then you can turn the page. It means you got to memorize the first measure on page 42. Well, not really, because it's the same as the first measure in the second line here. So just go up and play that, and as you're playing that, turn the page with the left hand. That works too, and you can do it that way. You'll have to decide, and we do practice page turns if we have to, if it's necessary. But whatever you do, don't mess up that beat. Bad. Now there's also a style of interpreting. There's a lot of different tools in interpreting, and you'll learn them as you go along, you pick them up. And one of them is on syncopated beats, or syncopated notes. You can accent them or stress them slightly. Just at the beginning. That's that second, that one, just a little extra, because we don't expect that. We expect this. That's what we want. 1, 2, 3. But when it comes sooner than we expected, that's syncopation. So we put a little extra stress on that note because of it. Not a full accent, just an extra stress. So you can do that with the syncopated notes in here. Experiment, as again, it's part of interpreting the music. It's here.